Apex Legends 24.1 Patch Notes. Patch Notes Balance Updates. Gold Weapon Rotation. P2020 Prowler PDW. Volt SMG. Devotion G7 Scout. Heat Shields. Now take damage when any part of the dome connects with the ring. Previously took damage when the core was in the ring. Now take ramping damage based on how far away the ring is from the core. Dev notes. Heat shields had a few quirks that lead to some weird play patterns around the ring's edge. These changes should smooth that out and make them feel more consistent when not fully engulfed by the ring. Legends Skirmisher Class Perks. Trailblazer. Your squad mates receive a speed boost when sprinting towards you. Allies must be at least 20 m away to receive this bonus. Charged Knock. Skirmishers gain an extra ability charge and 50 HP regen on knock. Extra charge lasts for 30s or until used. Extra charge applies to all Skirmisher Legends attacks except Octane, who gains an additional ULT charge instead. HP regen will first heal health, then shields if applicable, and can be interrupted by damage. You might have seen this one coming. It's the Skirmisher's time to shine with our mid-season update. Many Skirmisher Legends are well known for using their mobility to either lead the charge into a fight or rotate early looking for one, leaving their allies behind. With this in mind, we wanted to give them a chance to turn that inherent nature into squad utility and allow their allies to keep up with their high mobility playstyle. We also wanted Skirmishers to feel free to be more aggressive with their abilities, knowing that if they perform, they'll be able to earn that free charge to quickly escape or stay in the fight longer. Our hope is that Skirmishers are more confident diving into a fight and staying alive if they do well, and their squad is more likely to be close behind if they don't. Alter, Void Passage, now has 2 charges. Maximum portal depth increased to 30 m, was 20 m. Cooldown reduced to 20s, was 30s. Attack cooldown plus upgrade integrated into base kit. Health bars shown on enemies after going through your own Void Passage. Void Vision upgrade integrated into base kit. Maximum length of Void Siphon, interactable rope with tactical portals, created from ceilings increased to 45 m, was 30 m. Also now created when placing unreachable portals on walls with a maximum length of 20 m. Placement preview now shows where a Void Siphon will be created, if there will be one. Void Passage briefly highlights enemies on the other side immediately after placement. Void Nexus, now reusable with each player having their own 30s cooldown. 2 can be active in the world at the same time, integrated part of multidimensional upgrade into base kit. Interact directly with a Void Nexus to summon your knocked allies, and summoned allies can move and use their knockdown shield. ULT is otherwise not interactable from a short distance, making it easier to revive a squad mate without accidentally triggering the Void Nexus. Gift from the Rift can now grab banners when using passive on a squad mate's death box. Upgrades. Level 2. Ringmaster. Removed. Void Vision. Removed. New Friends. Gain all support perks. Access support bins. Faster revives with health regen. Gain MRB with banners. Works with Gift from the Rift. New Eye to Another World. Gain all recon perks. Access recon beacons. Gain threat vision when ADSing. Upgrades. Level 3. Multidimensional. Removed. Tactical cooldown plus. Removed. New Void Breacher. Using a friendly Void Passage grants move speed and improved reloads. New Staring into the Void. Void Passage scan duration plus 15s for Alter. Last duration of the Void Passage. Note: scan requires line of sight to enemy from the portal exit and to the portal entrance for Alter. Dev note: we've always loved Alter's playmaking potential, but the limited utility of her kit made her a tough pick. By adding an additional attack charge, the improved wall-based Void Siphon, and new level 3 upgrades, we're giving Alter's attack more playmaking potential across a wider range of situations. Additionally, her upgrades now allow you to build Alter into either what your squad needs or what best suits your playstyle. Want to play strategically? Take the more recon-style upgrades to make plays around or hunt your enemies. Want to provide a rock-solid backline for your squad? Take the more support-style upgrade and bring people back from the brink of elimination, which works extremely well with the new Ultimate rework. The changes to the Void Nexus aim to reduce the friction around the ability. Being able to reuse the ULT allows your squad to not only use it in case of emergencies, but anytime it might be advantageous. And allowing Alter to recall her allies manually ensures that she can still help those who may not fully understand her kit and secure some clutch revives. Ash Void Breach. ULT cooldown increased to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, was 2 minutes. Dev note: the Skirmisher class perk changes should rival much of Ash's dominance, but we're easing off on the Ash pressure valve with a minor ULT adjustment to make those double long phase tears slightly less common. Horizon upgrades. Level 2. Big Bang. Removed Backpack. Removed TAC cooldown. Move to Level 2 ULT cooldown. Move to Level 2. Upgrades. Level 3. New Conservation of Energy. Spacewalk grants 25 HP shield regen on soft landings. New Combat Reserve. Access Assault Bins. Carry extra ammo per stack and extra grenade slots. Dev note: Horizon's maintained a pretty strong position despite her fairly downplayed upgrades. These fresh adjustments should allow for some early improvements and then a choice for players. Play into her squirrely escape antics off her passive or lean into some of her combat efficiency and those grenade combos with her ULT. Loba Escape Artist. Reduced shields regenerated to 25, was 50. Pathfinder upgrades. Level 3. Down and Away. Removed. New Grapple cooldown plus. Decreased TAC cooldown by 10s. Dev note: with the Skirmisher class perk, Pathfinder's Down and Away upgrade needed to be replaced, so we've added a simple cooldown reduction for now. Revenant. Assassin's Instinct. Allies now see the low health tracking marker like Revenant. Shadow Pounce. Activation time reduced by 30%. Cooldown reduced to 20s, was 25s. Forged Shadows. ULT shield HP increased by 25. Upgrades Level 2. Murder Machine. Removed. New Try to Hide. Doubles the duration of the passive mark when getting enemies to low health. Upgrades Level 3. Grim Leaper. Removed. New Agile Assassin. Reduces Shadow Pounce activation time and charge time by half TAC cooldown. Now reduces to 15s, was 20s. Dev note: Revenant's fallen significantly from his reign of dominance, so we were looking to reinvigorate him in a few ways with this Skirmisher split. His raid boss ULT has been less potent with the regen structure, and we wanted to give him more strength back into the initial activation of his ULT, especially amidst the new TTK this season. We'll keep an eye on this though. However, his Shadow Pounce had a long cooldown and required a significant amount of wind-up to use, so it was often saved for the right moment to disengage rather than to close in aggressively. We've reduced this wind-up time both by default and through the upgrade to allow him to feel more free to use it to engage and secure those knocks to take advantage of the new class perk. Fly Death Kitty Fly? Wraith Original 3P run animation has returned. Into the Void cooldown decreased to 20s, was 25s. TAC activation time decreased to 0.8s, was 1.25s. Can now exit from the Void at any time by pressing attack or tactical buttons. Dimensional Rift cooldown decreased to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, was 3 minutes. Now ramps up to max speed much faster when using ULT upgrades. Level 2. ULT cooldown now reduces to 1 minute and 30 seconds, was 2 minutes. Upgrades Level 3. Fast Phase now decreases TAC activation by 30%, was 20%. This reduces the activation time to 0.5s, was 1.0s. TAC cooldown now reduces to 15s, was 20s. Dev note: Wraith is getting a number of adjustments to return her closer to her original form. Her sped-up activation allows her to be both more reactive and aggressive with her TAC, especially when paired with the new Skirmisher perk. We wanted her to assert more control over when she exits phase to get her back into the fight sooner, which is why Wraith can now control when she exits the Void. The ULT adjustments aim to allow her more active access to her rotation potential and, alongside the speed ramp, it will make it easier than ever to set up a portal rotation for her squad. Also, the run is back. Enjoy. DMMO and attachments. Accelerated weapons. Accelerator hop-up has been removed from Car SMG, G7 Scout, Nemesis Burst AR. Accelerator hop-up has been added to P2020, Volt SMG, Wingman. Lasers. Increased laser effectiveness at all tiers. Weapons. SMG, Alternator SMG. Increased mag size across all tiers. Base, 20, was 19. White, 24, was 23. Blue, 27, was 26. Purple/gold, 29, was 28. Car SMG. Increased mag size across all tiers. Base, 20, was 19. White, 23, was 22. Blue, 25, was 24. Purple/gold, 28, was 27. R99 SMG. Increased mag size across all tiers. Base, 18, was 17. White, 21, was 20. Blue, 24, was 23. Purple/gold, 27, was 26. Volt SMG. Increased mag size across all tiers. Base, 20, was 19. White, 22, was 21. Blue, 24, was 23. Purple/gold, 27, was 26. Dev notes. We're taking a pass at most of our SMG's ammo capacity to make them a little more lenient when challenging our more bursty shotguns and consistent LMGs. We're hoping a little more ammo in the mag can help close out those tight engagements before being forced into a reload. AR, Nemesis Burst AR. Charge deplete time increased to 8s, was SIXS. Delay before charge starts depleting increased to 8s, was SIXS. Increased barrel effectiveness at all tiers. Dev notes. With the Nemesis losing the accelerator hop-up, we wanted to make sure that it's still an appealing option for players. We're making some QL changes that should make it feel a little smoother. LMG, Devotion LMG, reduced the intensity in first few shots of the recoil pattern. L-Star EMG, removed reverse hipfire mechanic. Dev notes. The L-Star has proven to be a powerhouse weapon that gets away with murder at every engagement range. We're happy it's seeing so much play, but want to make sure it doesn't outclass the rest of the roster. Removing its reverse hipfire should help it feel a little less oppressive in CQC and create some room for our SMGs to shine. Marksman, 30 to 30 repeater. ADS charged shot increased to 65, was 58. ADS charged headshot damage increased to 104, was 93. Dev notes. The 30's charged shot isn't quite as impactful as we'd like for an opener, so we're increasing its damage so that slower, more methodical gameplay feels rewarding and worth spending the time on. G7 Scout. Damage increased to 36, was 35. Headshot damage increased to 58, was 56. Slightly increased fire rate. Dev notes. The Scout is getting an adjustment up to compensate for losing the accelerator hop-up. Pistol. P2020. Normalized laser effectiveness to other weapons. Dev notes. The P2020 had worse than average scaling with the lasers, as the base hipfire was better than its peers. We've decided to remove this and lean harder into its hipfire accuracy being a part of its identity. Wingman no longer takes boost loader hop-up. Shotgun, EVA, 8, widen blast pattern. Maps, pubs, E-District, Kings Canyon, Storm Point. Ranked, E-District, Kings Canyon, Storm Point. Mixtape, March 25th to May 5th, 2025 TDM. Skulltown, Fragment, Zoo Station, Estates. Control, Barometer, Caustic, Labs, Production Yard. Gun Run, Watson, Estates, Skulltown, Fragment. Modes Pubs, Trios and Duos. March 25th to May 5th, 2025. Pubs, LTM, Power Sword Royale, March 25th to April 14th, 2025. A new Pub Trios event mode that includes the Power Sword. Power Sword spawns at the beginning of a match and once per round. Power Sword, event melee weapon. Strong and fast close-range attacks. Longer range coverage with the ability to launch energy slashes with ADS. Provides defensive coverage by absorbing incoming damage with ADS. Can produce an energy blast that hinders nearby enemy players and buffs nearby allies. LTM, April Fools, April 1st to April 7th, 2025. In collaboration with Creator Commissioner, a prize. A remixed April Fool's mode returns. LTM, Solos, April 8th to April 14th, 2025. In collaboration with Creator Commissioner, a prize, Solos returns with some twists. Now features 30-player matches. Systems balance and ring timings have been adjusted accordingly. Respawn token. All players start the match with one respawn token, allowing them to redeploy after dying. Late in the match, respawning will be disabled and players with a respawn token are awarded a large amount of EVO unlike redemption trios. The respawn token is not found in loot and is not a survival item. Arsenals and kit weapons. Arsenals will upgrade the weapon by 1 tier until purple, and gold upgrade is available once loot bin reset has triggered if a higher tier scope is equipped on a lower tiered weapon. The upgrade will preserve the custom scope selection if no scope is equipped. The upgrade will grant the scope of the next upgrade. Ranked. Scoring update. Kills, assists, and participations after the 8th will be worth 50%, with 6th. New split reset rule. Introducing the new tier-based split reset rule. Every split system will reset players to the lowest division of their last split rank tier. There will be no RP reset from Rookie 4 to Rookie I. Players will keep the RP they have from the last split. Bronze 4 to I resets to Bronze 4 1000 RP. Silver 4 to I resets to Silver 4 3250 RP, with plus 250 demotion protection. Gold 4 to I resets to Gold 4 5750 RP, with plus 250 demotion protection. Platinum 4 to I resets to Platinum 4 8750 RP, with plus 250 demotion protection. Diamond 4 and 3 resets to Platinum 39250 RP. Diamond 2 and I resets to Platinum 210,000 RP. Master and above resets to Platinum I 11,000 RP. Dev note: to foster fairer competition and reduce mismatches, we're replacing the traditional hard reset with a new tier-based split reset rule. At the end of each split, your performance will determine your tier and your score will be reset to the minimum threshold of that tier instead of a uniform baseline. This means you'll start the new split with other players at a similar skill level, preserving your progress while ensuring a more balanced competitive environment. Bug fixes. Certain loot bins once again refill properly after bin reset. Fixed rare server crash. Fixed an exploit that would allow cheaters to crash the server. Fixed unknown player ranks due to late loading being incorrectly shown as rookie. If a player's rank is not known by the time the skill display has loaded, those players' ranks are now hidden. Opened extended supply bins will no longer show an icon after a legend upgrade. Peacekeeper will no longer occasionally fire 2 shots at once while sliding. Spider Den loot now reflects current loot pool. Tridents will no longer be sent flying when boarded. Arsenals. Ensured Arsenal upgrade VFX shows on both akimbo weapons. Arsenals will now provide correct amount of ammo after loot bins and arsenals reset. Prevented rare bug where Evo harvesters spawn inside arsenals. Rebinding keys no longer prevents using the highlight arsenals map button. Upgrading a charged sentinel or rampage no longer removes the weapon charge. Restored correct weapon animation while upgrading at an arsenal. Legends. Crypto. EMP VFX now matches the distance you could get hit at. Lifeline. Now revives at support class speeds when silenced and is able to deploy DOC to revive. Newcastle. Can once again move his mobile shield while downed. Quality of life. Improve consistency when interacting with bleeding out squadmate near small doors. Pinging from a zipline now won't ping the zipline itself. Legend upgrade prompt will no longer disappear when taking damage by the ring. All other damage types continue to close the prompt. Audio. Reduced audible distance of persistent sound on ballistic while ULT is active. Friendly reduced more than enemy. Reduced volume of alters active void nexus idling. Ash's snare persistent sound for self and squad. Catalyst tack and ULT. Also reduced barricade volume and audible distance for self and squad. Caustic gas cloud persistent sound. Initial burst unhanged. Mad Maggie's wrecking ball speed burst persistent sound. Persistent smoke for Bangalore tack. Initial burst unhanged. Reduced volume and audible distance of ballistics whistler persistent sound for self and squad. Mad Maggie's riot drill persistent sound. Slight volume reduction of Bangalore's ULT rocket impacts and explosions at distances greater than pose a threat. Crypto's drone relative to FOV to help with determining location. Seers exhibit hard emitter when not in player FOV to help with determining location. Graphics. This patch removes the option for DirectX 11. We discussed this decision and compared performance between DX11 and DX12 across the entire player base in this dev update. For additional clarity, DX11 was released in 2009, and as a result, it does not have many of the capabilities shared by DX12 and consoles, including previous-gen consoles. Keeping DX11 increasingly requires maintaining two versions of the rendering engine, one only for DX11 and a second shared by every other platform. While continuing to support DX11 allows older GPUs to continue to play the game, it also slows down the development of our rendering engine considerably, leading to fewer performance and graphical improvements over time. DirectX 12 is supported by GPUs starting with the AMD Radeon HD 7790 and the NVIDIA GTX 960. In Seasons 23 and 24, approximately 1 out of 1,000 Apex players were playing on GPUs older than that at any given time. Rather than split our efforts, we decided to focus on improving the engine for the 99.9% of players who can make use of it. This patch also contains a number of improvements for DX12. Added a CVAR lobby_max_FPS can be used to change the FPS cap in the lobby and menus. This still defaults to 60 to reduce CPU and GPU usage, but can be increased for players who prefer smoother frame rates. Setting plus lobby_max_FPS 0 will remove the lobby cap, and the lobby will have the same FPS cap as the rest of the game. Added a launch argument, no_input_thread, prevents multi-threaded rendering from using the same CPU core as input processing. For players with a high number of CPU cores, min6, this can improve the stability of frame rates and input lag, especially if they have a high polling rate mouse or controller. For other players, this option could worsen rendering performance. Added a launch argument plus mat_stretching 1, prevents all resolution stretching and will always letterbox or pillarbox your monitor to the game's resolution. Players should be aware that certain aspect ratios with this setting can break UI elements in the game, but this functionality is still useful for some players to replicate their DX11 setup with custom resolutions. Clamp mouse cursor to game window option will now clamp the cursor to the area inside of letterboxing or pillarboxing. X when the game is run using a 16:9 resolution on an ultra-wide display. This can be disabled with the launch argument plus clip_mouse_letterbox 0. Fixed plus mat_pillarbox 0 launch argument that can be used to enable stretching when running an ultra-wide display. Fixed some bugs with VSync behavior in DX12, which led to slightly more unstable frame rates when using triple buffering or a lower frame rate limit when using adaptive VSync. Significantly improved frame rate stability with texture streaming, especially when texture streaming budget is set to very low. Dev note: while a lower texture streaming budget reduces VRAM usage, it can also hurt performance because textures need to be loaded and unloaded from the GPU more frequently. None is the fastest option for performance, but the second fastest option is most likely the default setting for your GPU. Slightly improved frame rate stability when using NVIDIA Reflex or AMD Anti-Lag 2 in combination with high polling rate mice or controllers and capped FPS. We also want to mention a known issue with DX12. Less than 1% of PC players are experiencing more common GPU crashes, DXGI errors, or sometimes a crash with no error on NVIDIA GPUs, typically every 1 to 2 hours of play. If you're one of these affected players, please see our Trello post for possible workarounds as we continue to investigate. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated.